what are you doing in terms of online presence and helping, specifically myself, and I know this, but for listeners, acquiring new owners and the messaging and the branding that you're pushing out there to new potential owners?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting because we do have a little bit of a presence here, but for other people who may be looking to grow a short-term rental property management business, I think really what it boils down to is just understanding who your client is and what is it exactly that they are looking for. So one of the things that we've been doing is we have so we have our website. So obviously there's some SEO search ranking, but we also do some search engine marketing, so paid keyword marketing like on Google and social media. And basically we're just putting ourselves out there as like, hey, if anyone's looking for someone to manage a vacation rental property, then we're showing up there. And our messaging is really it's basically painting a good vision on what is it that we do as a company, because I like to differentiate ourselves from a property management company, because we do a lot more than manage properties, right? We have I mean the entire staff to all these teams basically coming together to create this. It's almost like a network of owners, where it's not like we're just taking one owner and or a few owners and running their properties, but really it's the more owners that we get, the more systems that we can put together. And the benefit for the owner is that they're going to get a turnkey system where they can basically just be hands off, and then just allow the system to basically do the work. And that's what I mean. Like, if there's owners, I know there's some owners that want or like to be involved with their short-term rentals. If they want to do that, then they're welcome to come in and be part of the team. But overall, it's the system that we're working on, and so that's kind of like the vision that we're putting out there.
Yeah, this ecosystem of hospitality. It's you have a tricky job because a lot of marketing when it comes to new owner acquisition is about education on the vacation rental industry and what it means to have a turnkey vacation rental management company. That's, you had said, we're not a property management company really, it's a hospitality ecosystem, essentially many hotels across the large geographical space that we manage, maintain the guest experience. So in marketing, it's always this balance between how do we get out this message of taking care of guest communications, dynamic pricing, machine learning on revenue management, a property care team, a guest concierge team, hosted experiences. How do you bundle that all up in one quick blurb for owners? So you have a lot on your plates in terms of educating on the front end for marketing for new owners. In terms on the back end, the merchandising and the marketing to guests, some of the A/B testing, some of the categories we've done with mountain stay getaways, hot tub getaways, family getaways. Can you dive into that? And you get really excited about this stuff, so kind of nerd out about it. I love to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I personally do enjoy the marketing to guests, because it's really about understanding who your client is, and obviously, like, the more that we learn about who our guests, the more that we know, how well does a property perform, which is, I think, like, really good information for owners. Part of the education is for them to know, like, hey, these are the people that are staying at the property, and here are some of the amenities that you may want to have to cater to them. So I think it's all really important to tie it all together. When it comes to, like, guests, there's so much that goes into marketing, because we're really dealing with the entire experience from pre-check-in, from the moment that they come across our sites, our properties, all the way through their stay, and then post checkout. What's the entire experience? So that's basically what we look at. And so I guess we can start off from the very beginning, right? So when people come across our properties, with marketing, obviously there's like the initial, like, the first impression, like, what are the pictures that that they're looking at, the titles. And so obviously, from the internal standpoint, we actually do this with, Feed helps us out with that side of marketing. They do our media for us. They do an amazing job with this. They have really good pictures. And that's really important, right? Because that's kind of like the first impression. And then there's the description. So part of that, for me, it's like, okay, as I go through, I'm going through and putting myself in the position of, if I were to be a guest, am I getting all the information that I need? Right. And so there's a lot of optimization that goes into that. We have good descriptions, but if we have properties where we get a lot of inquiries about a certain topic, it maybe means that, hey, we missed a detail that's important to people. And so it's really just a constant improvement of things. But really what we're trying to do there is, we want to, in the description, we want to paint a clear picture, almost like a descriptive, vivid story of what the experience is going to be like for the person, right? It's one thing to talk about the properties, like, here's a 3-bedroom home with mountain views, this and that. And it's very different when you actually write almost like a story where, like, hey, imagine yourself waking up, having your morning coffee with mountain views. And if the guests can actually see themselves experiencing that vacation just by looking at the listing, like, that's already creating an experience for them. And that's just with check-in. And we basically do that throughout the entire process.